everybody! Welcome back to another fishing stream. Got the last one finally done, and now we're on to the Great Outdoors, also known as something in Wild, Nature and Wild, which was canceled on the Nintendo DS, and I think was just renamed to the Great Outdoors for the PSP. As you can see, I got my fishing outfit AR kitted. Finally. Which, like, it didn't take that long, honestly. It's just, you have to import, do things, open a new Unity, make all the textures, make sure the textures are working right. I think I got the teeth working a little better. Like, I added the blend shapes to the closed mouth. So, I did test the game we're playing already, so it does work. There's a little bit of audio crunchiness sometimes. We'll see. We'll see what happens. What else? Switch to 16 by 9.
16倍9主様
If it gets too crunchy, I'm gonna turn off some of the texture stuff. Yeah, you can hear that. Welcome to the Aqua Lodge. I've been waiting for this moment ever since that day. So it's been exactly 2 years since we met. I came out of the tackle shop, and there you were, standing transfixed in front of the store window. Right away, I was worried by your pale profile. I walked by once. My intent was to ignore you, but I casually turned to look back and you had fallen. I called an ambulance, and while I was waiting, I said, if you want a long life, you should come to my lodge. Once. I'm sure that's what I said, yes? I don't know. And I gave you the address here. I don't know how you've spent the 2 years since then, but your complexion's gotten worse since then, so it's unnecessary to ask. This is no good. We can talk anytime from now on, so for the rest of the day, you should relax. You walked this deep into the mountains, you must be tired. Oh, that's right, I haven't even asked your name yet. Why is it John all lowercase? That's weird. Can I fit my whole name in here? I can. Oh, it is. Well, that's a nice name. If you let me from now on, I'll call you Maverinthi. Well, then, good night. And then it's suddenly spring. I don't snore. Fatigue must have been building up for a long time. It's nothing to worry about. Thanks to that sleep, you look much more refreshed than you did yesterday. I think it would be best for you to stay here and take it easy for a while. But be prepared, unlike the big city, there's nothing here. All we have is the great outdoors, the forests, the mountains, the rivers. You fish, don't you? After all, you fell in front of a tackle shop. If you need tackle, I have some. Feel free to use mine. Despite what it looks like, 4 years ago, before I messed up my leg, I was a professional angler. If you like, I'll coach you anytime. Like, you don't need legs to fish. Fishing hole, seated desk, fishing notebook, X button, fishing hole in the index pier will appear. Bluegill, largemouth bass. That's usually the standard. Let me see if I can push this a little more. And it's just piss. Alright, that makes it look worse. I'm gonna just do some upscale. Short walk downhill from the Aqua Lodge will take you down to the pier. Sadly, the boat's still grounded in the shallows nearby. The lake here is shallow, close to shore, and several meters in the lake, the floor abruptly drops off and becomes very deep. Most of the fishing is done at the deep drop-off or break points, and also around obstructions such as rocks, weeds, and the pier itself. Most of the fish caught here are small bass and bluegill. I guess we go there. Well, as you know, this is the only pier on the lake. The only boat you'll find right now is that old relic sitting to the right of the pier. Made arrangements to have that old boat repaired, but for now you'll just have to fish from the banks. Here the water is fairly shallow, but after you go out a few yards, there's a sharp dip. Good spots are by the pier to the left and around the dip. The area hasn't changed much over time, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding your way around. Let me know when you catch around 10 fish. I'll show you the next hole. Don't rush it though, just think of it like it's your first day of fishing and enjoy yourself. Okay, before you start fishing, why don't you try a little warm-up? I know it's not your first time, but it won't hurt to familiarize yourself with the equipment. Always take a good look around you before you start casting, keep an eye out for changes in the surrounding conditions, and always make sure it's safe. Why don't you take a little walk nearby to find yourself a nice spot to start. Yeah, it's like I have a sword. Oh, you can actually see the fish in the water. That's the different. I wonder if I'm gonna have to change controllers, because this might be way too sensitive. And it has a retrieval button. That's something that Angler's Dream didn't have. Okay, I can cast close to shore. the longer I hold the button down, the farther I cast. Before you do, would you like some advice on casting and hook procedures? Hook procedure? You know what? Oh, I'm futzing around with the stuff again. Okay. I don't know what any of this does. I probably have to restart it. Cast as far as I can. Really into retrieve your rig. X button retrieving us. See, like, you see the, you see this? The border around here is from a game called Retrieve. So... Hey, Kuma! Ultra realistic fishing game. Hopefully I will have fun. Hopefully it won't be like a horrible nightmare like the last game was. Enjoy your lurk. I have no idea why the lurk command's not working. So I have a lurk command. I had one. Oh, it's there. Why is it not, why not work? Why no work? Ow. Hello?
こんにちは主様。
Now it should work because it somehow de-offed my bot. There we go. That's always fun. Your object of retrieval is to entice the fish to strike, so don't rush it. Depending on the fish you're going for and the rigging you're using, add some occasional twitching and other movements to attract the fish. Alright, throw streaming platforms at them. I probably might try and play Retrieve. It hasn't been translated, but it's like on the Game Boy, so... I'm gonna see if I can just OCR it. Look, good rod work. Looks like you attracted a fish or two. Okay, let's try a little hook setting. Hook setting, of course, means to set the hook in the mouth of the fish. Now pay attention because you don't want to lose your catch by having a fish shake the hook off during a fight. When fighting a fish, the key is to bring the fish fast before it shakes the hook out of its mouth. That's why you want to set the hook properly. This has never been a problem with any of the other games I've played. It's mostly just press button, get fish. There are subtle differences in the timing for hook setting. These vary in accordance with fish species and size. The only way to learn is to experiment. So give it a couple of tries. If you feel a firm strike from the fish, press down on the analog stick to raise the rod. Okay. How do I feel a firm strike? The PSP doesn't have rumble capability. Pretty sure it doesn't have rumble capability. I don't think it's ever rumbled before. I don't think the Vita has rumble either. I don't think there was any kind of, like, optional stuff to add rumble. You just barely got him on a hook. Maybe you should take it easy out in the fight. You might be able to make up for the full hook set. I didn't press anything! I was reeling it in. Managed to attract the fish to strike and bought yourself an opportunity for a good fight. Now how about a few tips on how to bring it in? Time factor. Length of fight depends on how well the hook is set in the fish's mouth. This is like, has a lot more going for it than the other games I've played. Fully set hook can easily be shaken off to end the battle there and then. On the other hand, a well set hook will give you plenty of time to play the fish. I didn't know fish were instruments. It would be extremely foolish to reel in hard when the fish is dashing away to make it escape. Not only might you lose the fish, but your line can break, leaving the fish to swim free with your lure. And then I can catch it, and then it's like a prize later on. When you feel the fish pulling rough on the end of the line, do not reel in. I told you to raise the rod when the fish is on, but you must be flexible about this. Sometimes, even at the risk of a dislodged hook, you should lower the rod to relieve the tension from your line. Guess that's enough subject. Now it's about dealing with the actual movements. Fish will fight in order to dislodge the hook from its mouth. Again, be flexible when the fish puts on a rough fight. Raise or lower the rod to control the tension of the line. In the other game, when the fish struggled, you pulled the rod back. Pushing up on the analog stick will lower the rod and slacken line. Down, hold the rod up, and hold the line taut. Looking good. Now let's show you what to do when a fish is dashing away from you. Reeling in when the fish is dashing away will increase line tension. It can easily snap your line. This is especially true if you haven't worn the fish down enough. Laying your rod lowered to the front will give slack to the line. I think that's translated awkwardly. Like, allowing the fish to pull away. Yeah, I would say lowering your rod down will give slack to the line, rather than laying your rod lowered to the front. Like, I don't know how to parse that. Try to keep the rod tip as high as possible to hold it on top while watching for any increase in line tension. Okay, give it a try. A little more and you can land that baby. Landing children! From here on, it's all you go. I think I only have one real speed. Bring in that fish. Your best chance to something. Remember when I showed you in Try Your Luck with some other types of fish? At this point, you have two choices. You can either take it to fish back to the Aqua Lodge or release it back into the water. Let's keep this one so I can give you a few pointers on the fish tanks back to the Aqua Lodge. I'm sorry for the droning. That's just the background noise. I guess it's supposed to be the pump system has that droning noise to it. This is called a live well. It allows you to keep the fish you caught in good condition so you can take it back to the Aqua Lodge. Once in the live well, you can check things out like fish species, size, weight, health, condition. The live well can hold 2 fish at a time. That's less than the 3 that I'm used to. If you want, you can switch fish, but always remember that you can't release a fish unless the fish is returned to its home water. Okay, let's head back to the Aqua Lodge. Like, so if I have something in the live well, I can't put something else in the live well unless I dump the fish off back where I caught it from? That's tedious. I don't like that. Yeesh. Cute fish. Open the menu and return to the Aqua Lodge. By the way, you won't be able to open the menu while casting or if the game is paused with the start button. Open the menu. Open the menu! It's forcing me to return. It's like practice as much as you want, but wait, no. Do all this other stuff. Why is my hit percent 25? I don't get it. I hit the fish. I caught the fish. Fish is mine. That should be 100%. Like in the other game, the hit percentage is the fish goes on the line. And then you're into your catch percentage. You can hit every fish, but then catch 50% of them because some of them let go. The basement in the Aqua Lodge is where we keep our fish tanks. I call it the Aqua Room. You'll find that most of the catch in the area are hardy enough to keep in a tank, so you can catch a fish that you'd like and bring it back with you. Before returning to the lodge, you must decide whether you will wish to keep or release the fish in your live well. The corkboard in front of you will let you maintain the fish tank according to your specifications. So, I could release it from here and I don't need to go to wherever. I just kind of, I don't know, give it like a little suitcase and say good luck and send it back to its home. Oh, I love the slide-in on this. I have to admit, like, the left side, I'm really liking the left side in the background. That looks really cool. I might steal it. I might steal it. Maybe. This display allows you to manage your fish tanks. Selecting live well allows you to compare a tank's condition with that of a live well, so you can decide to transfer a fish to the tank or not. Selecting fish tank will provide you with some simple information regarding the tank and the fish within. You can also choose to keep or release the fish. Let's put a fish in the tank. Select live well. Alright, I don't know what the screenshot button is in piss. I'll probably just do it later, since we're gonna be futzing with the live well a lot anyways. I also love the blue colors. Alright, put big mouth Billy Bass in there. Tank conditions. Capacity 2. Wait, the fish have capacities now? Like, if I catch a big fish, it's gonna have like a 5 capacity and like take up like half of my slots? Run fish to natural habitat. Oh god, no fish there. What? The tank. Do bass not like aerated tanks? And that basically allows you to keep the fish you brought back with you. Further, make you check the letter tray. Well, have fun fishing! And there's Fishy. Alright, square is tap on tank. Hey, fishy! Triangle is feed? I heard a shh sound. I think that's feed. Okay, cycle selection. Feed, knock, fish info on off. Alright. We'd only have one fish, so. Tomorrow's another day. Oh, that's pretty cute. Master's memo. Okay. You are some rocks with a shallow point after the slope gets steep and the water gets deep. Alright, so it's different from what he says, and actually kind of provides a little bit more info.
Konnichiwa, Aruji-sama.
Yes, thank you, Rentite. Have you heard of a term called the reaction bite? A largemouth bass is known to instinctively charge at an intruder within its own territory. A spinning lure, therefore, is ideal, not only as bait, but for taking advantage of the characteristic. Okay, spinner bait. See, that would have... In the last game, that would have been good information to know. And there's like 40 different things, like... Alright. I'll do my best. Poor dear. Don't lose your touch and you haven't fished in a while. Even so, you've got your childhood experience, right? You'll get the feel of it back after catching a few. It's like riding a bike. Probably not. Alright, what's in the tackle room? A puzzle? There's a puzzle there. I can't solve the puzzle. I can't view my flies. I can only see the lure bass rod. See, this shows you what the little hearts mean and the little diamond symbol was. Lure casting rod designed specifically for bass fishing, very slightly available to anglers who be selected according to personal preference. The characteristic of the fishery on the size of the target fish. A multiplying bait cast reel. Multiplying reel with superb reel and speed. It is commonly used for bass fishing. Casting and fighting the fish can be controlled with the thumb by applying pressure on the top of the revolving spool. Wow! That sounds like a recipe for disaster. Bluegill juvenile, bluegill, largemouth bass, juvenile, largemouth bass, lunker. How do I leave? Viewers, the popper. That's been in every single real fishing game I've played so far. Humorous in design, the head of the popper generates some very noticeable splashing while producing popping sounds to attract the bass. It's cute. Popper green yellow. A popper that swims as it produces a significant amount of splashing. Lure is believed to imitate the convulsive and erratic actions of a small bait fish in distress. Swisher stripe. Okay. Pencil bait. Minnow plug type. Lure used to mainly attract bass with its splashing and a propeller at each end of the lure. The double swisher floats horizontally on the water surface, raising generous splashes during retrieval. Floating minnow. Yes. Realistic-looking bait fish imitation which floats on the water surface when manipulated on the retrieve. This floating lure with a diving plane attached at the head will dive under and swim slightly below the surface. A high-speed retrieve can take this lure as deep as 3 feet or more below the surface. I wish we could zoom in on it. We can't. Vibration, red, yellow. Vibration lure is used to fish the shallow ranges down to about 3 feet below the surface. The diagonally cut flat surface at the head gives the lure its characteristic vibrating motion during retrieval, making it an attractive bait for bass. Crankbait is used in depths between 3 to 6 feet as a large diving plane at the head and a characteristic fat body shape, which gives the lure its wobbling action on the retrieve. A standard bass lure. Purple, yellow. That's actually purplish green. Suspended vibration. Yup, seen this one before. Vibration lure that is suspendable in mid-water and has no diving plane, but its diagonally sliced head shape allows the lure to wiggle on the retrieve. Shad plug. Green. A realistic-looking crankbait that imitates the colors and actions of the shad. Broken back diving minnow. A sinking minnow plug used to fish the deeper ranges since the bass who have gotten used to the lures tend to gather in deep waters. This lure is considered ideal for drawing them out. Ah, cute. It's the blue one. Sinking vibration lure will sink immediately upon landing in the water. Let the lure sink freely on your first catch while counting off how much time is required to reach the bottom. If you wish to fish the mid-ranges, start your retrieval at approximately half the count. Okay, I cast and I count. And then I fish? I don't know what to do. I'll figure it out. Deep dive or trout. Crankbait type de-diving minnow plug with its finishing imitating a trout fry. It's used similar to other crankbaits, except the lure can be intentionally bounced off the bottom structure to simulate the directional changes of a bait fish. And the bottom. Metal jig, purple yellow. Basically a heavy metal strip with a hook on the end with no built-in action. It is up to the angler to effectively manipulate the lure to entice fish. Playfish worm. I can't rotate it. Soft plastic lure that resembles a crayfish. It is used by attaching it on a jig head with its tail and front so as to imitate the rearward swimming motions of a crayfish. I see. Tube worm. Wait, I wasn't done yet. Tube worm, yellow. It's like a tube worm. This tube tail section of the soft plastic lure is spliced to create a mop-like appearance. The actions of this tail resemble those of a small shrimp and bait fish. I have 14 out of 89 lures. Catch them all. I have no floats. I have no bait. Okay. Catch list. Okay. All the other fish names are censored out to decency. Okay, I shall save. Oh, ad hoc, you can, like, play against people. Fish guide. Interesting. JPEGs of fish. It still doesn't tell me what my goal is. I'm going just to assume I have to, take note of that. I think this one was to just catch 10 of anything, or well... I see something interested in it. Why do sparkles shoot off the fish? What? That was just random. That fish sweat. Get back here. Alright, at least it's not going tick, tick, tick. And again, like, that's bullshit. It doesn't tell you, like, the hook's about to come out of the mouth. Alright, that... This just seems arbitrary. Seriously? I'm gonna get this one, or is it gonna bullshit me right at the end? It's gonna bullshit me right at the end. There we go, I got something, finally. 11 inches. Pick it in my life. That's by the pier, maybe? Stop getting caught on the geometry. Not allowed. Stop trying to clip through the geometry. That is also not allowed. Alright, was it a bluegill? Juvenile bluegill. That's probably supposed to be taking it in, but, since it's only a juvenile. But who cares? This is a video game. I can ruin the environment if I want to. I mean, I have to catch 10 fish. I'm probably just gonna replace it eventually. Get back here. Slightly bigger fish. Be interested. Not big enough. Now here, I can see about the size of the fish that I'm going to be catching. From the distance. Once again, something the other game did not have. So I couldn't exactly aim at the fish I needed. Man, the analog is so messed up on this. It doesn't do the left-hand side all that good. Does low sound mean high tension? Hmm. Like my bait fish. I kind of liked it better when the line turns red. That's just easier to see. I think that's the size I have. Yeah. 7? What size do I have? 9. So far, I haven't been told to go back to the Aqua Lounge. So I might just have unlimited fishing time. I like the ones that actually show you how far your line's out. So you know when the game's about to screw you over in like the last like 5 feet. Maybe there is a time limit. I don't like it doesn't tell you like when you're supposed to do the circle, like when it's the biggest or when it's the smallest. Too small. Like the background glitching in and out. Like in other games, they usually have a circle, and then you got to get the other circle into the one circle, and that's like your target. That's the way Road Trip Adventure does it. Which, like... that gives me, like, that's what I'm shooting for, but here it's like, ow, ow. Have to admit that it's less frustrating to hook fish. Like they don't give you a tiny ass little window that it's a heavyweight bluegill. Heavyweight. Which is like the most bullshit thing ever. Like, you have this tiny little window that if you don't move your bait properly, then, you know, fish are gone forever. There'd be no other fish ever interested in it. I think I'm gonna see if I can try and get the circle down to the smallest thing. Other things I hate about this is that pressing the reel button also hooks the fish. Which if you're supposed to be pulling back to hook the fish, it doesn't seem fair because you're trying to entice the fish by reeling, and it could bite in that instant and count it as a hook when, like, you're just trying to reel it in. Also, you can see the fish going toward your bait, so you at least know which fish is interested, and you can kind of sort of see whether it's a bluegill or not. See it like that. I was reeling it in. It jump cutted to the fish scene, and then, like, it's automatically hooked, and I'm like, no. And then it gets away for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Like, tell me, like, with audio or visuals, like, what my hook position is. Also, I like the fact I'm reeling it in, but you can see the reel on the rod isn't moving at all. Like, I am psychic fishing. Yeah, I've caught a bunch of stuff. Mostly bluegills, though. Like, tiny bluegills. Like, that one's not even our biggest bluegill. I got caught! Send juvie. Like, okay, where are the bass? I've seriously been only catching bluegills here. Hey, there's a bass. See, it doesn't, like, take away my chance to catch fish. It's just like, these fish aren't interested anymore. And I don't know if that means that no other fish is going to be interested. Oh, wait. Ah! I pulled back! Pulled back! Is a bass or just a bluegill? This looks like a bass. Small one, but it's a bass. And it's kind of confusing, like, telling your hook position. Like, do the sparkles mean that I'm losing my hook position and after 3 of them, I'm done for? think it was bass landing on PSX that taught me the places that bass like to hang out. Yeah, they hang out at the club, they hang out at the library. The record shop. They hang out at the bar, but mostly they don't drink. Yup. Some of them drink like a fish. Alright, you do have a time limit, but it seems to be more generous than the other one. $12. You caught 12. 66%. Alright. Bleh, get in there. Bluegill, get in there. Alright, now that we have 2 fish, let's see how this works. Okay, the X button does cycle it, and then you can look around. It looks like they're planning something. Like the bluegill signaling to the bass, like, gonna murder me? Planning a heist. Good morning, I read your fishing notebook. Looks as though you've gradually regained your senses, but this isn't work. There's no reason to force yourself to fish. Please remember that. Must fish. Must fish. Let go of your fishing pole sometimes and just gaze at the flow of the river. You should take it easy to get to know the river slowly. Don't you think it's about time to go take a look at another fishing hole? Yamame Mountain Stream. This is a riverhead of Crown River, which runs behind the lodge. The current is a bit quick, but you'll be okay if you're careful. Not many people come to the area over the river, so you can still identify a wide variety of species of fish. I like the fact I can scroll back. Exactly. And put your rod into them. Not many people come to this area over the river, so you can still identify a wide variety of species of fish. There's a suspension bridge on the left of the Yamame Mountain Stream. No wonder people love fishing so much. It involves tackle and it involves rods. But it fell in the typhoon last year. It's dangerous, so don't get too close to it. It'll probably be fixed sooner or later, but you never know. Like, are you gonna fix it? I thought you had a bum leg. Like, if you can fix a bridge, then, like, you can fish. And I prepared some tackle that you might need for the next fishing hole. You use it with care. Alright. Let me turn that on. Let me turn that to yellow for whatever reason. Yeah, I've only caught tiny fish. Mountain Stream, Bullhead, Dace, Splake? I've never heard of a splake before. And Yamame trout. Oh, it's Silent Hill there. You didn't tell me what I'm supposed to be catching. It's totally really not me. I like this music. Alright, I see. Yeah, I'm keeping the guide on. This music sounds like it's for a UFO or something. I think it's called that because it's efficiently found at Ladle Lake, but, the lake sounds silly, so they translated ladle as spoon. We called it a splake. Isn't a lalake something? I think I've heard the term lalake somewhere. Like maybe a food or something. If not an actual fish. Like, do I want that bar high or low? Well, we're gonna find out. Maybe. Might be. I'm used to progress towards the cats. That's another possibility. I'm usually used to, like, the line tension gauge going wildly up and down, and then it turns green, and then it turns, red. That didn't even give me a chance to hook it. I do kind of like the 3D background slightly better than just this is an animated background. This is real fishing, not Konami arcade excite fishing. With the monster fishing. Pretty cool to see later versions of this after it's an animated GIF you play over a real fishing one on PSX. Yeah, like, where did the, production value go? Because it just feels cheap, like, in Angler's Dream. And, like, Ocean Challenge. Like, it's just an animated GIF. And this is, like, actually modeled backgrounds and stuff. And actually, the fishing tour game puts this to shame with absolutely beautiful backgrounds. Like, got one right here in front of me, I think. Fishing Star World Tour. Where are you at? Yeah, here we go. Let me just drop that in there. See? Look at that. That is like fucking pretty as shit. Actually, I might just think might just make it the new background. But like, that is pretty as shit, and you fish there. Like, that's not, oh, this is a preview, and then it's like low quality. It's like, no, you fish there. That is actually where you put your fish. Let me see. There we go. That's the new background. For now. And like, we got this one. And we got that one. And then we have some that look like this. Like, come on, Real Fishing. You are kind of like the de facto fishing game. And you just kind of cheap out on the later ones. I mean, Real Fishing looks pretty. This is actually a pretty good one right there. I'm gonna set that as my wallpaper. There. Like, oh, like we're like a road trip adventure. It does look pretty, but like, I think it's gone back to like the animated JPEGs, or at least some 3D model of the water and stuff, and then like a JPEG in the back. I'm gonna chuck this splake into the live well. You know what? I'm gonna go back to the Aqua Lodge. I want to say I uploaded them to one of my Google Drives. Like, I have a Google Drive that's like nothing but backgrounds. Like, I have a Tome game background primarily, but I think I'm uploading some of these other games' backgrounds just as like, hey, you want some cool backgrounds? Here you go. Have fun. Alright, these are in the aerated tank. I guess because it's a river, it's aerated. And I mean, Real Fish, or, Fishing World Tour is actually a pretty nice game, too. Kinda like the way it does it over, Real Fishing, Road Trip Adventure. But I also give Road Trip Adventure a little bit of slack because it's more like a visual novel. So... like, I want to say they returned to, like, good backgrounds a little bit in the Vita version, the... what is it? Angler's Challenge? Master's Challenge. And that's... and this is my... everything. This music seems like it's for some kind of RPG. Also, I don't know if feeding the fish does anything. I'm gonna feed him anyways. I want to say that last bass is 11, now it's a foot long. Tomorrow's another day. Good morning. I read your fishing notebook, so you caught some slake, did you? That certainly is a rare fish, but doesn't that fish make you think of something more than the pleasure you got from catching it? Please don't say that word. This fish will pleasure me. I'll pleasure myself with this fish. That Suzaku, fake subtitle. The fact that bass are stocked isn't the only problem. In the past, flake didn't exist. Of course, there are various reasons why not. I think that char was stocked without any thought to the habitat. It's that good old red comet again. He's ruining everything. Yeah, there used to not be like a, what is it, a puddle sturgeon. Or what is it, an American paddlefish? A paddle sturgeon, or well, it's it's American paddlefish and a Russian sturgeon. So a paddle sturgeon, but now there's a paddle sturgeon. Due to the environmental destruction upstream where the char lived, the char came downstream to the Yamame trout habitat. Damn that Zeon. There are many other reasons besides that one. This is a good opportunity to give it some thought. That's right, the boats at the pier have been fixed. Shall we board one? If we do, we should try to go as far as Shallows. Shallows because the water is shallow and abundant in aquatic weed growth. This is becoming a fishing hole where you can enjoy many different kinds of fish. However, water weeds and trees act as hiding spots for small fish. This means that anglers like us will be annoyed by line snags. And I prepared some tackle that you might need for the next fishing hole. Use it with care. Okay, he's not giving us any quests. He's just kind of like, I don't know, go to this spot, do some fishing. Like, am I gonna get through this whole game in like 3 episodes? Because like, the whole point of the game is not to beat the story, but like to just fish. And try and keep getting the bigger fish. Anyway, base. Found throughout Japan, Sakhalin and the Amur River Basin of East Russia, the Korean Peninsula. The dace is a fish of the minnow family, commonly found through a river system from the estuary up to the upper stretches. Also common in lakes. Most are freshwater forms in the northern latitude. Some take to the sea and return to the rivers upon maturation to spawn. Breeding takes place from spring to summer, and the fish during this period become a brilliant red in spawning colors. When fishing for dace, one can use pieces of sausage and bread as bait. Fuck you, sausage is expensive. However, their natural food being aquatic insects, the best bait would be the nymphs taken from the same river. Please don't take the nymphs from the river. We already have a problem with dragonflies, like, dying off. The dace is a stronger swimmer than the pale chub, preferring fast-running waters over deep sand or gravel bottoms. That fish has a smirk on its face. I might actually, like, get a screenshot of that and edit it out and, like, stick it on the bottom. I didn't get the info for this. Worldwide. The bluegill gets its name for its metallic bluegill covers. Originally a native of North America, the species have been introduced globally. Invasive species. These active feeders are highly adapted and propagated in various water conditions, making them potential threats to the original ecosystem of introduced waters. Not very popular among lure anglers. Recently in Japan, the bluegill has gained some popularity with fly fishers, though most are still caught on lures. The best season for the fishing is from spring through early summer, when they are found in the shallows either spawning or feeding near weed growths and other structures. The bigger bluegills are usually caught at this time. During colder seasons, they are found in deeper waters around bottom structures. In midsummer, they can be caught near the surface early in the morning, in the evenings, and even during the day if the sky is overcast or it's raining. A small spinner is effective for this fish. Hey, look! It's giving me a guide on how to catch this fish instead of good luck. Worldwide. Largemouth bass. One of the most popular targets on the lure, largemouth bass is a generic term which in most cases refers to the northern largemouth bass. Originally a native of the northeastern regions of North America, the species has been widely transplanted to other regions either as food or as game fish. As a result, the species can now be found here. Can we stop moving like animals that aren't supposed to be there from places to places because it wrecks the environment? This predaceous species is known to be a big eater. Shrimps, aquatic insects, and small bait fish are its preferred prey. The species adapt well to most types of water conditions and are highly propagated, with the adult males known to guard the fertilized eggs and the young against other predators. As a result, when introduced to new waters, they commonly place themselves at the top of the food chain. Many fear that the introduction of bass to new waters could seriously impact the ecosystem. No shit. This species is known to be highly aggressive and curious, making them an ideal fish to be caught on a lure. They can be found in early summer and early fall in the shallows around structures. And in midsummer, they can be caught close to the surface with topwater lures, but in winter, they will migrate to deep waters and can be found concentrated around rock piles and other submerged structures. See? If it's winter, you might be able to catch them over here if you're looking for them. We do the splake. So it looks like we only have small splake and large splake. Found occasionally in Japanese rivers holding char and yamame trout. Like, are they indicating that the splake might be some kind of yamame char? Like, they got together and made, like, hybrid fish? Well, there we go, a hybrid between yamame trout and char. Only found due to the difference in preferred living conditions of both species that receive this name splake, river mackerel, from the mackerel-like markings on its back and flanks. So it's flack? Flake? Flackerel? Yeah, so fish be getting it on with other fish. Making little, like, weird baby fish. Which, you know, the whole sturgeon paddlefish thing just shows you that, like, we weren't trying to create a hybrid. We were actually trying to do the complete opposite of that. That's why we use those fish. Oh shit, we created a hybrid. These tricky fish. Even when we don't want them to breed, they breed. In the past, the yamame trout and char normally occupying different stretches of a river with slightly different breeding periods rarely interbred. However, the long era of careless stocking policies for both species that introduced yamame trout in char waters and vice versa, coupled with the climatic changes of recent years, are believed to have caused this hybrid. Anglers should be aware that such abnormal developments are not primarily due to the introduction of exotic species such as the largemouth bass. It is believed that the hybrid possesses the habits of both the yamame trout and char. However, being a rarity, it's only caught accidentally when fishing for a yamame trout with char. Alright, I kinda want a yamame trout and char so it can, like, have its mother and father back. you been to the shallows, bluegill, largemouth bass, Florida bass, pale chub, bitterling. Wait, no, it's schmetterling. DBC carp. That sounds like some kind of wrestler name, DBC carp. It's me, DBC carp. A lot of fish here, so it's perfect for getting a lot of nibbles. I wish his mouth would move just a little bit. Like, that's all he does is sit there. Like, you could have animated him just a tiny little bit. I guess we go to the shallows? Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can catch anything on the Yamame mountain stream. Like, the Yamame trout with a bullhead. Let's see, Yamame trout. Aquabox trout. 2955. Nine four. Suspended? Flort. They called it a flort. Later. It's not a float, it's a flort. I'm keeping that. It's no longer it's probably floto. And then like the long O just became flort. Let's see, 55552. Mayfly. Salmon eggs. Okay, let's see if this does anything. Wiggling it. Out of bait. What? Well, this is one of those you have to keep putting on. Like the... I don't know how to fish this. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, how do I reel this in? It doesn't have a reel. Caught something though. This is weird. Alright, I see the hook is now red. Uh, okay, that's an improvement that you don't have to keep going back to put the bait on the line. And now it's doing the ting 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 ting. Get in here, fishy! What did I get? Another dace. I can't just go in the fish and get my salmon eggs back. Looks like it might be like the middle area is where I want to aim. Because it makes a little whoop sound. I suppose real hardcore people would turn the guide off, but you know what? Dace too. Stop eating my bait, you dace! I don't want you. I want my mama trout. Nope. Are you different? I don't think you're different. You can also see some of the fish at deeper depths and be like, I want to aim for that so I know to go deeper. Like, how could you just screw up a game that comes after this game? I think that's bigger than the one I got. No. Nope. Didn't reset. No. Let's try deeper. We have to go deeper. Nope. Nope. I don't see what I want. Oh, that one was too quick. Hiss. Okay. Okay, I can get my hook set back if I tension the line enough. Yamame trout! Get. Into alive, well, you go. You were my target. I guess the other one I'd want is the bullhead. I also like the fact it doesn't hide, like, what I'm looking for. Okay, I don't see the bullhead there, so I'm assuming it might just be out of season. Anyway, back to the Aqua Lodge. I got my thingamadoohickey. Alright, goodbye, Dace. See you. Alright, that's the unaerated tank. Like, what is that sound? It sounds like, oh yeah, it's growing. It sounds like it's like Sega, like, the sound chip in a Genesis. There you go, Dace. There you go, Silver Lake. And Yamame trout. It sounds like it's raining outside. I might have to close my window. Alright, let's do some shallows fishing. And then I will call this a video. Patrolling bluegill, DDC carp, Florida bass, largemouth bass, and the pale chub. That's the current lineup. Alright, what have I got up? Oh, already a largemouth bass. Already got one. Don't want any bluegill. Florida bass. What? I don't know. You are a... I just want to catch one fish new to this area, whether it's like a DBC carp or a Florida bass. What was the other ones? Bluegill, largemouth bass. We're going for like the Florida bass. Like that's the only new one. Like what sucks about this is that I can see the fish kind of good. And like this was a PSP screen, which wasn't the best like super resolution at the time. So looking at the tiny little pixels itself would be kind of... Well, I just saw through the world. There's nothing but darkness down there. Large mouth of bass. No. I have to say the music in this one is far more pleasant than Angler's Dream. You don't want it? Like, yeah, it's a Wii game. You could have done a lot better. Like, both, Fishing Masters are on the Wii, and they were, like, 10 times better than, Angler's Dream. Which I will eventually get to the Fishing Master games after the real fishing is done. Oh look! The abyss of the world. I think on a regular PSP resolution, you wouldn't be able to... That wouldn't look so bad, but now that, you have, like, the upscaled resolution and everything, it's like, I can see through the world. No. Okay, what Angler's Dream at least had going for it is, Like, at least there seem to be more unique fish in the places. Like, you weren't catching the same stuff for like 3 fishing spots over. It Get that back up to at least yellow there. At least yellow. Yeah. It's kind of bullshit. I mean, all they had to do was move that little plane over, like, a little bit more, and it would have been fine. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can find one of the big fish again, and entice it. If not, I'm gonna call it a video. Kinda hard to tell. I think you're just... I think you're more garbage. You're not Florida, you're probably not bass either. You might be bass. Are you? You're a largemouth bass. Not even worth it. Alright, don't see anything over here. Don't really see anything over there. That's not what I wanted to do. Alright, let's view our fish tanks like we do before. The aerated tank. The unaerated tank. It's like I'm pouring Skittles into the tank. Wow. Another day, I have no idea what I'm doing. Now then, aren't you about ready for some supplemental tackle? I selected some for you. Use them with care. Prout Spoon Punch. That's a move. That's an anime move. Prout Spoon Punch. Popper PI. Okay, that's a detective anime. Popper PI. Popper GY, gynecologist. I don't know about that. I'm not certain I would actually want to watch that. Alright, let's go look at our new things. Oh, our puzzle's been filling in. Interesting. Enjoy legendary fishing in the shallows? Your mommy catch all kinds of fish. I guess when we fill in more of the puzzle, we'll, like, win the game or something. Alright, our flies. Our dry flies. Our Adams's fly. Traditional fly pattern used by anglers worldwide. It is not exactly known what insect species the pattern imitates, however, its effectiveness is unquestionable. Dimensional insect. The improved fly. A highly buoyant dry fly pattern. Imitating a large-sized stonefly adult, effective in fast-running waters, is a very popular char fly in Japan. Elk hair caddis. A standard dry fly imitating the adult caddis, highly effective from spring through fall and can be used in a variety of environmental conditions, frequently used as a pilot fly. We put it in the cockpit. You know, what if the Adamses was supposed to be an identifiable bug, but he was shit at making flies? And it just, like, ended up looking like this? Like, what the fuck is Nymph. Gold-ribbed hare's ear. A representative nymphfly imitation of the mayfly species. Size and color variations allow the angler to match most naturals. Pheasant tail. As with the gold-ribbed hare's ear, this is a popular standard mayfly nymph pattern. Its slender body makes it an effective pattern when the fish seem nervous and uncooperative. midge pupae. Sunken fly imitation of the chironomid pupa. Or chironomid pupa. Its diminutive size may seem inconspicuous to the fish underwater. However, in certain circumstances, when the fish key in to selectively feed on these tiny pupae, the pattern becomes highly effective. Why is there a dash in inconspicuous? Hi, changeling! I was just about to hop off. But welcome in all the same. We're going through our new tackle and looking at it. Wet flies. Partridge and peacock. This is a traditional wet fly belonging to a subcategory of soft-hackled flies, characterized by a collar of lightly wound soft hackle of a game bird or hen chicken. When retrieved in the water, the soft collar moves with a pulsating action. That's good. Naps are always good. I'm assuming a dry fly means it sits on the water, and a wet fly means it goes under the water. March Brown. I've seen these before in, like, other games. Very effective traditional wet fly, an imitation of a mayfly species of the same name found in Britain. Its variation, the March Brown Silver, sporting a silver-colored body. It's also very popular among anglers. I should probably get another nap. I went out and talked to people and, like, was totally drained. A wet fly version of the traditional royal coachman, also effective as a terrestrial fly in the summer and fall, especially when the fish are laying deep. Aw, kitty! Alex is being a cuddle kitten and not a troll. Streamer fly, the Matka. Matska? Yeah, I had to talk to people to get my meds yesterday. Oh yeah, talking to people is draining. Do not recommend. A streamer fly pattern imitating a bait fish when retrieved in the water. The extended tail of hawk hackles attracts the fish by pulsating invitingly from left to right. Muddler minnow, a streamer fly imitating a bullhead, which is an important forage fish for trout and other piscivorous species. Also uses a dry fly pattern to imitate large caddisflies and hoppers. Well, I went out today to get sandwiches. And I had to wait a while because, they were busy. Marlboro Leech. I checked the P.O. box tomorrow to see if the informed delivery verification arrived. Interesting. Sunken fly imitation of an aquatic leech. Its soft marabou feathers pulsate horizontally as it is being retrieved underwater, imitating a swimming leech. It can also be used to imitate bait fish. Why is there a dash in horizontally? Alright, then we're back to dry. Alright, did we get any new rods? More bass or trout, fly rod, big game fly rod. We can get a piece of mail with a code and then enter that online in order to get informed delivery? Really? I don't remember having to do that. I just kind of remember just signing up online and they're like, put in your address and stuff. Maybe they figured that some people were getting informed delivery for other people and were like, no, we need to send something to the actual address. Might be a new thing related to people. Okay, just like the PO boxes I can see. We're casting. Well, why do you have to get it sent to your mailbox? Why can't they just do it at the post office? Like, pick up a card that has a number on it, and then they scan like a barcode on the card, and then they like give it to you when you're getting a post office box. A lure casting rod designed specifically for bass fishing. Various types are available to anglers and can be selected according to personal preferences, the characteristic of fishery, and the size of the target fish. I think I've gone through this. Yeah, that one. Lure rods designed specifically for trout fishing. It's a sensitive rod that allows easy detection. Sometimes subtle strikes of the trout. It has the power and torque of a counter hard-fighting fish. A small spinning reel popularly used to catch ever-sized trout. Not as powerful as the multiplying reel. The reel matches well with the light monofilament line. Yeah, why can't it be easy? Because... Fly rod, a fishing rod designed to be used with a fly line for casting artificial fly imitation. Various designs are available and can be chosen in accordance to the English preferences. The type of the fishery or the size of the target fish. Fly reel can simply be described as a line spool with a handle line. A line spool. Line control is executed by applying pressure with the thumb or palm touching the rim of the spool. I don't know. That sounds complicated. I'd have to look at one in real life. Once I get informed delivery, though, that means I only need to go to the box when, you know, I actually have mail. Yeah, I have informed delivery, and it's kind of fun to see when and what stuff's arriving in the mail. And then when it gets delivered, to find out what wasn't delivered and what mail from other people we have. Like, surprise! Long and powerful fly rod designed specifically for landing big game fish. Fly reel can simply be described as a line spool with a handle. Line controls executed by applying pressure with the thumb or palm, blah 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 blah. Stream pull. Short rod used to fish the upper reaches of streams. The fast action rod that bends at the tip section. No reel? Longer rod. The upper reaches of the streams. Added length allows a wide range of coverage in the targeting of a larger game fish. The crucian carp rod. Fuck the crucian carp. Fishing rod designed specifically for fighting and landing deep-bodied DBC carp. Deep-bodied crucian carp that exceeds 11 inches in length. Design allows the angler to catch, set hook, fight, and land the fish with grace. Now, bitterling. Rod designed specifically for fishing the tiny bitterling, which averages 2 inches in body length. With its action at the tip, it is very sensitive rod that will not miss the supple nibble with the targeted fish. Why are we catching 2-inch fish? That can't be like... Why would you eat those? They're small. I mean, anchovies are usually ground up and used as salt and or just stuck on something, but like... I don't know. It sounds like you just want to use a net for those. Alright, and that is that. Lures! The Popper PI. Universe and design, okay. I thought we already had the Popper PI. The Popper... Yeah, I read this before. We have these. And we read that. I went like this on a small-sized minnow plug for catching trout. Its relatively realistic appearance makes it particularly effective in very clear waters and on bright sunny days. YW, yellow and white, green and yellow. Small sizes minnow plug mainly used for trout fishing is a bright green and yellow. So for fish, it's thought to be very effective when used On overcast days and during the low light hours for dawn and dusk. Purple and blue, small size minnow plug, mainly for trout fishing. Purple and blue surface fish can be effective for the fish are extremely nervous and when other colors seem to have little effect. Floating minnow, realistic looking bait fish imitation floats on the surface of the water. Okay, this is the one that goes 3 feet. Alright, we got that one. We got that one. Some good folding pliers. Are those the ones that have all the tools in the handle? Ah, okay, we haven't done the trout spinners. Used effectively in both running and still waters. When retrieved underwater, the lure is perforated Indiana-type spinner blade emits air bubbles and sonic vibrations that revolves around a shaft, thus attracting fish. Its teardrop-shaped metal body minimizes air resistance, allowing easy casting for the angler. So I think my dad has, like, a set of those. Indiana-style spinner blade? What? Trout spinner metal! Golden colored trout spinner with an oblong willow leaf-shaped spinner blade. The relatively wide surface area of the willow-shaped blade produces a significant amount of light flashes to attract fish. Trout spinner twin ball! It's just a couple beads. A spinner with 2 metal balls attached to its shaft for added weight to help it. Sorry, my mind slipped. For added weight to help the angler to cast farther than a basic trout spinner. Also comes with a perforated Indiana-type blade for producing sonic vibrations and air bubbles. I guess Indiana means it's got like the little dots on it? Suspended vibration G. I think we already did this one. That was the Lord of Wiggle. Yeah, we did. And then we did the shad plug. We did the broken back diving minnow. That one. Deep dive. Fry in the crankbait spool can be intentionally bounce off the bottom structures to simulate the directional changes of bait fish. Okay, that one's new. Trout spoon dimple. Ah yes, these. Spoon often used to catch trout. The lure casts far and sinks fast. It has a dimpled surface finish which regularly produces light flashes and emits sonic vibrations unique to this lure. So you throw guile in the water. Trout spoon soleil. Trout spoon with a bright orange surface finish on one side. The theory is that the game fish mistake it for a bait fish and its bright spawning colors. Trout spoon fish. Trout spoon with a narrow body designed to imitate small bait fish, which effectively used by retrieving it very quickly to produce vibrating motions to attract game fish. And then trout spoon punch. Trout spoon with a perforated hole through the surfaces. When retrieved, the water passes through the hole to produce irregular actions to the lure. A good lure to try when all others have failed. Metal jig, PY. Basically a heavy metal strip with a hook on one end. Okay. I think we did that one. A clayfish worm and tube worm. Alright, we got those. Alright, floats. Long crucian float. Long bobber designed for fishing deep-body crucian carp in deep or moving waters. Fishing in such situations require a heavier rig than normally used, and the bobber is large enough to hold its weight. The long, slim profile has easy detection of supple nibbles of the bait. Short crucian float. A stick float designed for fishing the deep-body crucian carp in the shallows of still waters. In such situations, the weights used are lighter, consequently the bobber used will be lighter and smaller. As with the long type, the slim profile of this bobber allows easy detection of subtle strikes. Copper float. Traditional bobber used mostly in still waters or in slow-moving streams. Ball float. Highly buoyant float of hollow plastic body, originally developed for use in moving water. It's also very popular with some stillwater anglers, with the detecting stripes made visible by small ripples around the float. Weather indicator. These are used in fast-running waters where even hollow-type floats are difficult to use. The almost weightless feather allows easy detection of the slightest tug of a fish. Also available in lightweight plastic shaped as the feather of an arrow shaft. Now, cuddles are over. Time for troll. I'm wondering if those little... Okay, those little black things on the edges are, texture anomalies. I'm missing one float. I got angleworm. Look like a worm. Earthworm is considered to be an all-round freshwater bait. In nature, an earthworm is seldom eaten by fish unless it is accidentally dislodged from the banks and falls in the water. So why are we using it as bait if, like, the fish are like, yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. An extremely sharp point, wide hook gap, and a small barb. The hook is shaped to ensure. Castor. The caterpillar of the great wax moth is a popular trout fishing bait used in Japan. And then stream hook. Caddis larva. Alright, we're getting creepier as they go along. Commonly found in the rocks of freestone rivers, these are the larvae of Japan's biggest caddis species. Mayfly nymph. Oh yeah, that's a crab. The stonefly nymphs are found under and on top of submerged rocks of swift-flowing streams. Popular trout bait used worldwide. Salmon eggs! Salmon eggs. Salmon eggs make excellent bait for the rainbow trout, char, and yamame trout. Pond smelt. Larvae of the common housefly. Widely used as bait in Japan to catch dace tail chub. Basically, it's a maggot. All-purpose hook. The most popular hook for river fishing, characterized by its long shank and narrow hook gap. Holds well after hookup. Deep-bodied crucian carp chum. Made from a mixture based on mashed potatoes. The dough is lightly kneaded to allow the bait to cluster off the hook in small bits, thereby attracting the fish. A popular bait used in Japan to catch deep-bodied crucian carp. So, if you like the fish, and you have some leftover mashed potatoes, there you go. A barbless hook used in fishing the harabuna, or a deep-bodied crucian carp. How about we just call it the harabuna? Because DBC carp is, like, long. The barbless point allows the angler to quickly unhook and release the fish. Dyed maggot chum. Named for a mixture based on pulverized pupae of silkworm moss, which gives the bait its characteristic fish-attracting odor. A versatile bait for catching dace, pale chub, and other species. Slug caterpillar. It's kinda cute and small. The innards of a slug caterpillar are considered to be the best bait for fishing fishing. But slugs aren't caterpillars, and caterpillars aren't slugs. Minuscule hook about the size of a match head, the bitterling hook, used to catch the tiny bitterling. The bait innards of a slug caterpillar moth. You mean a slug moth caterpillar is attached by wrapping it spaghetti around the hook shank. Oh, gross. Alright, now it's time to save and call it a video. and there's no going back! Anyway, switch to powering down. Why is it the captions can understand what I'm saying, but my robot can't? Switch to powering down. And I don't see why Brentype isn't hearing. Save some state just in case that everything gets eaten. Close that. Thanks everyone for joining me on this new fishing adventure, which seems like it's going to be a lot better than the last game, which was just moving JPEG backgrounds and like frustrating mechanics. This seems to have frustrating mechanics, but it seems like it actually offers somewhat of a challenge. Like trying to keep the hook gauge in the blue while you're trying to keep the tension down. And whatnot. Let me see. Hello? 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 Yeah, it's not really picking up the words right. Switch to powering down. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that after stream. Anyway, thanks everyone for dropping by, lurking, working, whatever. I'm gonna probably see everybody next Wednesday for more dinosaurs. I have not forgot the dinosaurs. And then hopefully Sunday I'll be alive enough to do some more fishing. Let's see. Is this person getting ready to quit? They already quit. No, we're gonna raid Arborelia. Arborelia, I can spell. Tell her hi, she's playing Geo Rando. Take care.